Hi, it's me again, Georgia. Today I'm guided to talk about something that is going to be controversial because it involves talking about the Bible, about Jesus, and about the Antichrist. Or rather, another interpretation of all of them. And when I say I'm guided to talk about this, I am very much guided to talk about this. I am, well, a little bit pushed to talk about this. Because the idea is we've kind of got it the wrong way around. So, the Bible was written, I think it is at least 300 years after Jesus died. So, I believe Jesus was real. Yeshua was a real human being. And he embodied Christ consciousness. So what is that? Christ consciousness is the conscious and full understanding while on this earth that we are higher beings, that we are limitless, that we are connected directly, each and every one of us are directly connected to God, source, all that is, whatever you want to call that, energy. The creator of all. And so in a sense, that creator of all is our father, mother, birther. And so Jesus referred to source as father. Now, at the time that Jesus was around, Jesus was working with the culture, the knowledge base, the religions around that time. So it was easiest, I think, to talk about God as a father, as he as his son, and as all of us as his children. Now, I don't believe source has a gender, but in this context, it's a little easier for me to refer to source as he. One of the things that sticks with me that I think is actually true in the Bible is that Jesus says, "You can do everything I can do and more." This is a phrase that circles in my head often. And it is something that I think my guides send me to remind me that I can do this. I mean, even starting this whole YouTube channel and just going into full woo is a huge leap of faith. But it's a leap of faith in myself as much as anything else. I think Jesus was trying to teach all of us that we are powerful within ourselves, that we have connection to God within ourselves, that there does not need to be an intermediary, which is the church or other religion. The Bible itself was written by human beings, and I think we make mistakes. I think in many ways we are flawed. I think we are on this earth to learn, right? To become better, more whole people, beings. So that Christ consciousness Jesus had on earth, and the construct of this earth is extreme duality. And I've talked about it in another video, but it's like that, like light versus dark. And that there are people who believe in a heaven versus a hell, which I actually don't think exists outside of what we create, but that's another story. Maybe a whole other video. us versus them. And because we live in this duality, we also have created, especially over time, a lot of division. Again, bringing up us versus them. So one of the things I'm being guided to put out there and teach is it's Christ consciousness versus Antichrist consciousness. Here we go. Antichrist. I don't believe the Antichrist is a single being. Is it possible that they could exist like Jesus? Yeah. I think anything's possible in a lot of ways. But I think we as humans have been in the Antichrist consciousness. The anti-consciousness. The conscious state versus the non-conscious state. I hope I'm explaining that. So Antichrist consciousness is us not knowing of our connection to our higher or central self. It is not knowing that we are eternal beings. We are souls that have multiple experiences all over multiple universes and multiple timelines. What Source has created is massive, is fractal, actually. Another video I want to get out there. So we are moving out of Antichrist unconsciousness, and we are moving in to Christ or Christ-like consciousness. Okay, so it's another way to put it, I think I've heard it called Christo consciousness. So it's not Jesus consciousness, it's consciousness, connection. We are all connected. Right now on earth, we are all so individualized, so separated, so diversive and divisive. I think divisive, I mean even more. In the Christ consciousness, we are more connected. We are more in community. We realize that we are much, much, much more alike than we are unalike. That we all have a fundamental baseline of love, and we create from love. So I think that we have all been a little bit misled, but some of that has been our learning process, our learning what it is to be so separate, to be so far away from source consciousness, to be so far away from one another. And now at this time, after thousands and thousands and thousands of years of learning, we are coming to the point with what's going on in our solar system and what's going on in astrology, another video. I am not an astrologer, and I would love to hear from an astrologer what their opinion would be, but I think of the cosmos as the computer system, the hard-wired system for our existence. Our bodies are a soft technology. That is another technology that influences us in our learning over time. And again, I mean thousands and thousands of years, iteration upon iteration upon iteration. It is a spiral that we build. So we come back around to this idea, but we've made it a little bit higher, learned a little bit more, gained a bit more, and we come back around and we're doing it the same thing because history repeats itself. I mean, it's so obvious when you look at these lessons that we make slight changes to each time. But history is repeating itself again right now, and not in a great way. Yes, I'm passionate about that. So I want you guys to consider that this time we're coming around the spiral and we're seeing what it is that we are creating and how we do not prefer it. It isn't our choice in some ways, because it's made by a small group, right? And as we gain that realization, we are slowly increasing our consciousness. As we realize that we are not alone on this earth, we are raising our consciousness. As we realize how connected we all are, we are raising our consciousness, right? And in raising our consciousness, we are able to make changes as a collective, both in this 3D world, so how we want our governments to run, if we want governments anymore, what it looks like to be a community participant, what it looks like to be a greater world participant, a global community. And then also bringing it back to ourselves and how we love in our own life, how we connect with our spirit guides, which again, another video. There's so much I want to talk about with everybody. And how we find purpose and joy in our own lives, and how that also raises that overall consciousness. It's all connected. It's pretty amazing, actually, the system that we live in and the choices we have made to be here at this time. So I don't think Peter Thiel is the Antichrist or knows of it or it's real. And I don't think Jesus is coming back to save us. Our Christ consciousness, our collective, all of us are going to save all of us. That is what we are realizing. And I think the more information that comes out about our original origins, not oranges, or I can't say it now, origins, I think the more we wake up and the more we realize how connected we are to the greater and greater and greater system. I think it's going to be revelatory. I think there's going to be some grief to work through. And our potential is infinite because we are infinite beings. And that's my TED Talk for today. I'd appreciate it if you just consider these thoughts, and if anybody wants to comment down below and continue the conversation, I would love that. This is all a new process with this whole YouTube thing. So again, I'm still learning. But anybody who has watched this, I really, really appreciate that you stuck around. And I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. See ya.